It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I am all out of gum.
How dare you!
Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a nice time. We are down to 2000 units now, because I did grab some extra tier 5 basics and tier 4 class catalyst, because my tier 4 class catalyst stash obviously is completely emptied up, and I did try to bring a slight balance to it for, you know, upcoming future rank ups. So at the moment I'm at like 14 mutant, 14 skills. That man, tier 4 class catalysts are virtually out. But hey, what's up, Hacks, Bullfighter, Bad Boy, Chilled, Ola, J Mad Dog, Lobster, everybody else. So we're gonna, luckily next month we are gonna get some sweet improvement in our tier 4 class catalyst situation. Because we can get 17 tier 4 CCs next month from doing uncollected and cap difficulties. So that's gonna be quite nice. In your help, we got the 6-star Nexus from the 2 calendar cow Nexus and got the choice between Black Widow, DLSPCYYL or Mr. Negative. I think it's Mr. Negative that's most important, huh? Oh, I run Suicides and my science roster is weak with LO both champions equally. If you run Suicides, Mr. Negative really you don't want to play most of the time. Black Widow, DLSPCYYL handles them better. So from that kind of aspect, I'd go with Black Widow, DLSPCYYL. Overall, I do think it's more important to have Mr. Negative. Hey, what's up, Ankit? How are you doing? By the way, I think I have decided on my final rank 4. I think I decided, and it's a kind of a curveball because it was a champion that wasn't in the discussion before. But I think I figured out who am I gonna take rank 4. It's kind of cool. What's up, Yolza? How are you doing? Read? Yes. Because, you know, it didn't immediately occur to me because I was also looking at our current defenders list, but I spoke with our officer and he said if we had rank 4 read for defense, it would be quite cool too. And, you know, he would juggle some things around to foot a rank 4 read on defense, so that would count as another defender for me. So, and mine is already like SIG 100. So yeah, that is going to be read indeed. So when anti-venom, I have shitloads of videos to get to right now. I'm just, you know, starts Monday, I'm gonna start getting through all of them, but I will definitely work on that anti-venom video. Specific content, I know very little about Rinter in general, so whatever you think makes him look good. Chose negative purely because of my science roster is terrible. If not, there you go. That's fair enough. 5-star Apocalypse good? Yes. 5-star Apocalypse is a very good champion. I think Apocalypse is the best mutant in the game, and like one of the top champions in the game. Gonna get to it. My Bishop video is recording so much. Ooh. Okay. I'll get to it. Okay, fine. I'll get to it. Don't worry. I'll get to it. I have also a rank 4 OG Tor video coming up. Should be quite nice. Yeah, Bishop was one of the things that I was thinking of, but somebody in our battle groups already took Bishop up to rank 4. The new 6-star feature cannot come soon enough. I completely agree. Completely agree, man. I want that Scorpion. I really do want to get that Scorpion. I'm not gonna stop hunting that 6-star feature till, you know, it goes away or I get a Scorpion. I don't care if Scorpion is the only champion in that entire crystal that I'm wanting to pull. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is a heavy herc clap right there. Uh-oh. How is it that when you are fighting against Hercules, his immortality seems to last forever? When you are using Hercules, then it seems that whenever you're not striking the opponent, it expires immediately. I do think Nimrod is that good, yes. You know, you know, whenever I make those lists, I do give them some thought. I don't randomly throw darts at the board. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, Nimrod is that good. And he's not just really good against mutants, he's very good in many different matchups. What's up, Jacobkanda? You got 7-day calendar with 5-star shards. Mine is with 6-star shards, because if you're Cavalier, Thronebreaker, or Paragon, you get a better 7-day calendar this time around. What's up, Akoris? How are you doing? What's up, Jacobkanda? Limited Blaze and PowerShell Path. Yeah. After the first fight, Bishop does everything special 3s. Oh, that actually sounds very fun. That definitely does sound quite fun. Yeah, it also makes sense, kind of. For a few months, I'm shocked to see some people take Nimrod or KT in the Nexus. Oh. Well, what Nimrod does? Well, first things first, he absolutely obliterates mutants. Also, any matchup where there's prowess and regeneration effects involved, he destroys. But he also just nuked pretty much everything down with like a level 2. On top of that, every time opponents throw special attacks, they get either cover this debuff or power drain, or both, depending on which stance you are in. Then on top of that, he obviously has access to a ton of shock, he has access to unstoppable, he can regen too. He has very potent energize that lasts forever and energy vulnerability, so he's just a very, very solid beastie champion. Do you get the full 6-star crystal? Yes. Over the course of 7 days, we get a full 6-star crystal. Okay, so we need to start grinding them units. Now we're gonna see how many units we grind till I start using them. Interesting. I have a full-on Nimrod's how-to video as well, if you're interested in him, that fully kind of breaks him down and explains what he does. If you care for that, you can just type in Nimrod KT1. There's going to be a how-to guide on Nimrod. In a while, and streaming in the weekend. Well, what's up, Shaw? How are you doing? And yeah, I figured out, you know, didn't know what else to do. I need to record a couple of videos, but the thing on Sunday is I don't want to overdo it with uploads. Well, first of all, because it's Sunday and it's chill day, and second of all, also, you know, channel metrics on Sunday uploads are never like the greatest and stuff like that. But I'll still probably upload like another video or two, just so it's not an empty day. And yeah, we need to start recovering those units. Need to get all them units in line. When is Act 8.1 coming out? I'd guess either August or September. Because when we did the beta for it, I think it was May, right? Yeah, it was May. June was off. Yeah. So May, so typically 2-3 months and then release, so it'd be August or September for. July 4th offers totally drain my units. Well, drain my units and some of my cash, but I was quite lucky because Evizone sent me over some monies, and some of my channel subscribers like Jack Attacks here from chat, he sent over for 1 Odin on the giveaway meme contest stream, so you know that definitely helped out quite a bit. It's up to potential. Prestige is 15839, really trying hard not to rank 4 ranks. Fair play. Well, I have a rank 4 ranks, which means I'm at max prestige in the game right now. What's up, Sunira? The next update looks good with the inventory. Yeah, inventory increase is good, definitely. Inventory increase is awesome. I want to see how the entire Mallman situation turns out to be, though. But what am I doing? I'm just chilling, got some new toys in your opening. Yeah, well, I didn't get too much new stuff, but I definitely got a ton of stuff to rank up. As in, like, only the 2 new champions that I did get was, like, Jabari, which is kind of cool. You know, if I dupe her, I might take her to rank 3. And X23, which is fine. But I did get the Spidey first time dupe, which, you know, is quite important. I might sig him up in near future as well, because I do think he does need that dupe quite badly. And another thing that I was super happy is Toad dupe and APOC dupe, obviously. You could make 3 full BG decks with your rank 3 and rank 4s, that's pretty cool. Yeah, kind of, thereabouts. Thereabouts. And I mean, I can still rank up a few more. I can still rank up 3 champions with the rank up gems. Yeah. And then I still have some catalysts and stuff. I still have like 30 TFI basics or 29, I think. No, wait, no, not that many. 19 TFI basics, I think. Some Tier 2 alphas and things. Heads up damage, I think. Congrats on Omega Sentinel rank 4. Rank Hero and Nimrod. That was tough choice. Yeah, I do see why people struggle, because obviously Omega Sentinel has even higher prestige. But, you know, personally, if it prestige put aside, I do at the moment think Nimrod is better. I do think Omega Sentinel is awesome too, though. You know, absolutely nothing against people picking Omega Sentinel over Nimrod. I do think it's, you know, a legitimate debate that people can have. How many rank 3 and rank 4 champions you have all in all? At the moment, I have 8 rank 4s and 82 rank 3s. But I'm about to take another champion to rank 4. I mean, I have a rank up gem for it. Yeah, I really, really want the next feature to come, because I want Scorpion. I actually, well, this was the first fight I did with Kingpin, as I haven't played much on the weekend. I did loads of yard work yesterday, in the garden and stuff like that. So aside from the times I was streaming yesterday, I really wasn't playing the game very much. And the streams were just, you know, arena grinding, evening, and 8 rank 4s. I'm about to get my 9s though. I can't wait to see Kingpin's damage though. That's something I definitely have to record tomorrow. But hey, what's up, J-Will? Everybody else? He's not the best. Seeing how with my rank 3 Silver Warrior, the guy has damage. He can do some damage, yeah, of course, if you build him up. The problem is that it's finicky to build him up. And yeah, congratulations on your opening, Jason, then. Okay, so we got all the milestones here. Constant plus 90 heal with Kingpin, so nice. Yeah, definitely. You know, that regen works. Jane Foster buff video today. Well, the buff is tomorrow, not today, so... No, not today. I'll do the pre and post buff comparison later. Okay, so in this arena... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh. Build... whatever, should be fine. I'm gone from the game for several months, focus on exams. Oh, yeah, Mando. We're fine. I did record a couple of KT times again, not too long ago. But you know, doing your thing. Don't forget we get deep dive today. Ooh, right. I actually did forget about that. Yeah. That's definitely something that we're gonna have to cover. Those deep dives usually come at around 4 PM or something. I completely forgot with everything going on. Yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting to see how much Kabam is gonna want us to pay for those rank ups. Super solid roster for sure. Who are my rank 4 champs? Silver Surfer, Dr. Doom, Omega Sentinel, Thor Ragnarok, Hercules, Nimrod, Mr. Negative, and Kingpin. I think that's it. And I'm about to do one more rank up. Does Kingpin work on hazard ships with good synergy? Yes. He can be used there. We use him for path 9s quite frequently. He does work there. Obviously, you know, it depends on who you go up against. For instance, if somebody places Void or Bishop there, then you don't want to bring him here. But yeah, in general, it does work. BGs when? We do not know. We do not know that yet. Well, they did say they're coming back in July, so I hope they're coming back at the beginning of July. Armon, I didn't really know how to feel worth it too. I mean, also have Sasquatch to rank up. I think Maw is worth ranking up, but I think I'd I don't know. It depends what you do it for, but Maw is definitely well worth rank up. And your next rank 4 will be... Oh, do you want me to spoil it? Okay, excellent, alright. Would you Wiccan and Sig up? Mr. Negative or Spidey 99? It depends who I care about more. If I care more about Lion's Ward, then I'd do Spidey 99. If I care more about Battlegrounds, I'd do Mr. Negative. The gap between Power Guns and Normal Guns just became massive. Yeah, it is going to be quite a huge difference. I agree with that. And I do agree that Battlegrounds themselves are going to change quite drastically. Can Kingpin work on Path 4? I think I have used him at times in past. But it's kind of tricky because he plays debuffs on himself, so you always kind of trigger those penalties. So he can work, but you know, there are other options that might do slightly better. Mo has a cheese options. Yeah, Mo does have quite a few cheese options. Would you take negative rank 4 unduped? No, I dupe him before I take him to rank 4. I do think that importance of that Sig is not big enough to give him a gem. I don't think I would do it unduped. I'd do something else now and take him up later when I can dupe him. So I need to get the 30 units from this. I need every single unit available out there. If I get Scorpion, I think I'd rank up my Stealthy too. I do think that Stealthy is a beast with Scorpion. Yeah, I'm quite sure I would. When I get the 6-star Scorpion, I think, Stealthy is gonna go up more or less the same time. Stealthy is an absolute monster with Scorpion synergy. I think that with Mr. Negative, I think you don't need to Sig 200 him. I'm not gonna plan to Sig 200 my Mr. Negative. I mean, if you do it like for prestige, yeah, no, I still wouldn't do it. Because I think you're probably gonna be better off ranking up somebody else afterwards and then committing to the prestige level. You see how that signature curve here is? I think when you get him to like Sig 40 or Sig 60, it's perfectly fine because all these abilities are, for instance, this green one is the regeneration, yeah? At 660 you regen 1200 at, per second, and it goes up to 1700. That's the one with like the biggest difference. Everything else, the energy resistance goes from 150 to 190, that's alright, fine. But, oh no, the regen actually doesn't change much. It goes from 1000 to whatever it is here. So yeah, no. Oh, I think at 660 he's kind of fine. I don't plan on giving him more than 660. Yeah, exactly. I think 200 Science 6 are better off used in different champions. Scorpion need dupe? No, I don't. If I remember correctly, he does not particularly need to be duped. Yeah, Scorpion, Hulkling, and Rintra are the ones that I want in the new featured. Scorpion first, Hulkling second, Rintra third. Need Omega Sentinel for prestige. Then Scorpion, Dumpling. Dumpling. You need a Scorpion Dumpling? That's good. That's good. Good afternoon. Hey, what's up, Lawrence? How are you doing? What's up, Corpsefire? Venom or Red Hulk better for the bio? Venom or Red Hulk better for the biohazard path? Obviously, Red Hulk. Oh, you mean anti-Venom? Red Hulk's still better for most of the time. Yeah. I actually took my Red Hulk to rank 3 finally. He's been stuck at rank 2 for ages. Yeah, let's clap that hype. There you go. Made a mistake, I chose Penny or Mr. Negative on the selectors, went too fast. Oh. Still, you know, Penny is still a good champion, very good to have. What's up, Mobile Gaming? Welcome to the stream. Jeffrey, welcome to you too. How do you like Red Hulk rank 3? Again, I have not used him for anything yet. But the Red Hulk in rank 3 is quite useful. He's even quite good in Battlegrounds, for instance. Oh yeah, I just naturally assumed that he meant hazard chip lanes. Because those are the immunities that they kind of represent. Well, at your end, which 6-star symbiotes are worth rank 4? Venom, Anti-Venom, Null. Not the Swedish word, or Carnage. Null. Well, again, I think, you know, Carnage is my favorite, but he's definitely the worst one. I do think it goes something in order of Null, Venom, Anti-Venom. I do think the Null is the best of them. But, you know, they're also different enough. Like, Anti-Venom is very different from Venom, and Null is different from both of them. So, it entirely depends also what do you need to do. You know what I mean? Which game mode, for what purpose, what do you try to do with them? Penny could be... Yeah, Penny can work for hazard if it need be. Music Man Joe. Yeah, Battlegrounds is definitely the best thing to happen to MCOC. I don't even want to imagine how I would feel about MCOC right now if there wouldn't be a prospect of Battlegrounds coming to the game very soon. You know what I mean? Well, there we go then. Pretty good amount of newly Paragon players. What do you think about pulls the trigger to and adds Thronebreaker crystals? Again, I'm not sure about that. I'm really not sure. I also know that here's the thing, cow crystals is already unanimously the worst thing to happen in this game to increase the difference in between low spending and free-to-play players to people who whale out a ton. That's how the biggest shift in, you know, game balance has happened. It's largely due to cows. But people don't realize if Kabam adds more potent crystals, that shift is only going to increase. So what's the best way to put it? I'm not saying they shouldn't do it or that it's not going to happen. What I am saying though is they need to be very smart how they introduce it and what they do with it. And yeah, it's not as you know, oh, cow crystals are outdated, we need better cow crystals. What people don't understand is that if you open 10 cow crystals and all of a sudden they are updated Thronebreaker crystals, you're gonna have, let's say, 100% of, you know, the benefit there, right? But at the same time, somebody who opens 1000 cow crystals or 500 cow crystals is gonna have, you know, by the factor of 10 or 100 or 1000, much more bigger increase in that benefit from the crystal change. And that means that people who play this game moderately will be left further behind much quicker. So, you know, this is one of those things, be very, very fucking careful what you wish for. Where on your personal level, it obviously sounds awesome. But on a global level, it is easily enough to make this game unplayable to large portions of players. It's kind of like, imagine, you know, if you receive a check from your government, you know, $10,000 every week. Awesome. And then imagine the government sends everybody in the country a check for $10,000 every week. Now, what do you think is going to happen in that country? It's going to go fucking bust. Those $10,000 aren't going to be worth shit, and you're going to be able to afford less, and you're going to have a worse life overall. Because that will be quite literally, you know, your government destroying your country. And a very similar thing, you know, can happen here, where it's something that on a personal, individual level, in a small amount controlled dose, is a cool, good thing. But when you talk about global game economy, it can be awful. So again, I understand why people want better crystals. I truly do. But it's much, 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 much more complex and dangerous conversation that people understand. And, you know, that's exactly the problem with those crystals, because there's no limit to them. Okay, my purpose in this game is clear. Hard content while spending least amount of resources and my time as well. Fair enough. You know, that's a fairly solid strategy. Do you watch Bromsco's new video from Jax? I did not. Top PPG? I think. I was trying to read the chat and play Quake. It's probably not the best idea. I was trying to read the chat and play Quake from my computer screen, which has like a slight delay. So yeah, that clearly doesn't work out. Okay, there we go. Guys, should buy the bullet and rank 4 ranks for perfect prestige or pick up Kingpin as Spider-Man 99 first? Well, I don't know about you. Obviously, I made my choice. I did bid the bullet. And it's up to you what you want to do. What the fuck is that war machine doing? There we go. I swear to God, if I pull another Jane Foster. Congratulations, though. At least she's getting a buff now. Rank 4 and Maxi Kitty or 620 APOC? Possibly, yeah. I mean, in my mutant class, I was thinking of ranking Kitty before APOC because I'm focusing more on Battlegrounds, and I do think rank 4 Kitty is, you know, quite good for Battlegrounds, better than APOC. APOC is not particularly great in Battlegrounds. It's like his worst area in the game because, you know, you can't have the cable synergy, you can't ramp him up, and speed really does matter. He's a decent defender, but offensively, even in a meta where he should have been crushing it against Masochism, completely ignoring Masochism, it really wasn't all that. Unless you were like facing a mutant champion, then he had decent damage, but even then it still didn't really hold the candle to like Nimrod and stuff. Can I read last? Okay. Better rank 4 current meta, Hercules or Kitty? Hercules, in my opinion. Slowly but surely 100% in Act 5. Well, get it done, Lane Legend. Get to it. Rank 5 is also less energy now than it used to be, I think. Good right now, which 6-star would you rank 5 first? Right now, at this moment, I don't know. Probably would... Might be... It would probably be somebody in top 5 Prestige. Might be Omega Sentinel. Because again, you know, Prestige really does matter in this game. And it's just one of those things, you know. You don't really rank up the champions that you like the most within like your first 8 or 10 rank ups typically in competitive alliance, because you need to take in consideration, you know, prestige and prestige requirements. You need to take in consideration alliance war, attack and defense, and what is like most functional, which champion kind of like combines the best choices. And then obviously you need to take a look at what your teammates have already ranked up. You don't want double and triple up, stuff like that. So that's not the same. Who I would rank first is not the same question of which champion I would like to be able to rank up first. You know what I mean? Because later on, when you get like 20 rank 4 champions or 20 rank 5, then you rank up who you like really like and want. When you have like alliance war covered, when you have stuff, you know, in order. Yeah, it does frustrate me that there are many alliance mates that don't really care for prestige. But, you know, it's also one of those things where I still want my prestige to be perfect. Not just, obviously, to help alliance, but also, for instance, you know, because things happen, you know. Eventually I can see myself changing in Alliance, and you know, I want to have better prestige to be able to get in as high as Alliance. At the same time, I obviously want to kind of like, I preach in my Alliance chat about prestige, and I don't want to be preaching about prestige if I myself am not willing to make the hard decisions. You know what I mean? And yeah, obviously it does frustrate me that many people... No, again, you do need to be understanding, because not everybody can afford all the deals or be as dedicated and stuff like that. You know, because people are different, and the way they play are different. So I get a lot of that, but yeah, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, it does frustrate me. I'm not gonna lie and say that it doesn't. I do think that as a team, New Nation could have done way more for their prestige. It's like, that's one of the problems with New Nation. New Nation's leaders and officers are a bit too nice, a bit too reasonable. You know, they're never gonna force anybody to rank up, but there is a difference in between, like, you know, forcing or being fairly strict with the messaging that you put out and the way you say, you know, we really need to get our prestige. You know, I'm obviously not gonna put a gun to your head and tell you that you have to rank up Thor, Ragnarok, or somebody else. But, you know, that's like what's the best dodgy me team? Nah, it's not dodgy. Like, I mean, that is the difference between New Nation and, you know, when I was in NY, for instance, or ASR. Because it's good that officers and, you know, leadership are very understanding and reasonable. And, you know, that they take your thoughts and opinions really in the head. But I do think that, you know, sometimes you just have to take that hard pill to swallow type of thing. You know, at the end of the day, it's very simple. Like, are we trying to get in, I don't know, top 10 prestige list or not? If you're not trying to do that, okay, be like, you know, straightforward in it, say the prestige doesn't really matter, and play on, and we only focus on Alliance War. Or if you say that we do care about prestige, and then, you know, talk to each person individually and make sure that they're doing anything and everything that they can to get the prestige as close to, or, you know, as high as needed. Even if it means that they don't get to rank up, I don't know, their favorite champion or immediately, you know. Somebody, I don't know, might love Tiger very much, but if their prestige is shit, then, you know, sorry, Tiger's gonna have to wait a bit, you know. It's not like they're deleting that Tiger out of your account. It's not like people are never gonna get to rank up those champions. It's just, you know, you're gonna have to wait a bit. Or, you know, simultaneously, some people go, it's like, oh, I don't have a Silver Surfer. But, you know, okay, you don't have a Silver Surfer, but did you pick every class Nexus crystal that you could have picked Cosmic? Or you were chasing the champions that you like? You know what I mean? Because if you don't have a Silver Surfer, but if you don't actively try to get the Silver Surfer, you know, then you're probably not gonna get that Silver Surfer. Now, if you don't have a Silver Surfer, then it's... And you need Silver Surfer to increase your prestige, because everybody needs Silver Surfer and Doom realistically to get to high prestige. And I'm very sorry, fuck everything else. You need to select Cosmic Catalysts in all of these offers. You could have gotten, what, 9 of class Nexuses, right? Were all of those 9 class Nexuses Cosmic to get that Silver Surfer? You know, you can't really say that, you know, oh, I don't have this champion, when the champion has been in game for 3 years, and if you had put in dedicated amount of effort in between Silver Surfer being in like 3 different featured 6-star crystals, in between us having a total access of like 30 or 40 class Nexus crystals over time and crap like that, you know, that you're not chasing. Impulsy, of course I understand that, and that's what I'm saying, that's kind of different. I'm not saying that's the worst, that is a horrible thing, and that it is a bad thing. I'm saying, you know, that from my point of view, it is kind of like a frustrating experience when, you know, I do think new leadership is a bit too cordial, too nice, too sweet. I do think there has to be a kind of like healthy level of fear and sacrifice. Like, even in my situation, like when I talk to White Mommy, it's like very, very understanding. Like at absolutely no point I would have objected if White Mommy would have said, no, you know what, you're ranking up a fucking Mangog. You know, I'd say, fine, I'm gonna rank up Mangog. Or, you know what, you know, you're ranking up fucking this because we really need it for defense. And be like, yeah, cool. But as long as he's like, as long as, you know, the conversation is like, who do you think you'd want the most, who do you like the most, stuff like that. That makes all of those decisions harder to make, and then, you know, ultimately you kind of do try to select the champion that you like the most, not necessarily that helps the team the most. And, you know, it's just in human nature to kind of like seek the most favorable outcome for them personally. Either way. Which awakening gems are... I don't know. I don't really complain about awakening gems overall. Oh, for you mean to Thronebreakers? Well, Paragon players... Thronebreaker players have had access to exactly as many awakening gems as Thronebreakers. I'll put it like that. This was the first set of rewards and offers that was different to Thronebreakers and Paragons. And both groups got exactly one generic awakening gem. So you can't say this, that, you know, awakening gems were more accessible to Thronebreakers, like specifically. Thronebreakers have had exactly as much access to awakening gems as Paragon players have had. Come on, forums remind me of Soviet Union, North Korea. Yeah, pretty much. You had one choice. Will you use generic awakening gem on Nimrod or Null? Nimrod. Bishop shuts down masochism. Interesting. BG is gonna be BG is gonna be harder now, which is gonna be fun. Do I have perfect prestige? Yes. Choose Nimrod or Diablo in my 6-star Nexus. Nice. Yeah, I probably would have picked the same. I would have picked Nimrod or Diablo myself. Join my Solitary Alliance? Nah, I'm good. Do you recommend unlocking first Despair or Glass Cannon? Despair. Don't leave house without Despair. Alliance, I mean, got disband because the officers and leader are too nice. Don't want to kick weak players. Okay. Yeah, well, there you go. Sometimes I have seen that happen in past as well. Next BG is gonna drop down to lowest rating and bully UC players when unreinforced. That's just mean. That's very mean, Toji. Tell me what's the name of the site you use to check out the benefits. It's Aunt May. Check tab. I'm auntm.ai. There you go. Chose Tiger or Hitmonkey Nexus. Will I regret it? If you awaken Tiger and invest 6 tons in her, no. Tiger is overall better than Hitmonkey. Hey, what's up, noob mother? How are you doing? I think I have skipped over Surfer and 269 Nexus. Again, fair play, you know. You do what you want to do. I'm not saying you have to get that. But, you know, if you want to be an alliance that pushes for prestige and you do that, then... Again, yeah. If you skip over Nexuses that has Silver Surfer in it, and then you complain that you do not have Silver Surfer and you can't increase your prestige, you shouldn't be in that alliance because you're clearly not trying. What's up, Redwood? My alliance, which was Masters last season, now I'm Silver 1 alliance because I had Fox. That's fair enough. Sometimes it's good to take a bit of a step back. I can't wait for Battlegrounds though. I'm serious. Like, as soon as Battlegrounds are gonna come back, I'm just gonna go guns blazing. Uh-oh. She hit me with her special. Luckily, she's into. That's true. Just meant in general for Paragon and Thronebreaker players. And again, I don't think that 6-star awakening gems are even that rare these days, you know? I don't well, what's the best way to say? I don't, okay, I personally have not felt a lack of 6-star awakening gems. Put it like that. I don't use them like candy. But in the last year and a half, I have never been in a situation where I desperately wanted or needed to have an awakening gem. And I was not able to acquire one within like a few months. You know, at a point where I accidentally used the 6-star generic on Mr. Negative and I really wasn't bothered about it. I was like, you know, fair enough. And good champion. No, I do agree. And, you know, that is, again, one of the biggest things that I do like about New Nation. Is that New Nation does try, you know, to check everybody as well as possible, that, you know, nobody does any kind of shady stuff, nobody pilots or mercs or, you know, any of that crap. And that's, you know, ultimately, you know, if you're being real, that's how I ended up in New Nation. I just didn't want any drama about docs and cheating and crap like that. So, you know, that all obviously has to be levied against everything else. Which is, you know, again, a very, very big part. Like, at this point, you know, even if I am frustrated, for instance, not getting as good of an Alliance Quest rewards as I think I would deserve with, you know, the prestige that I have. And again, I could go, you know, what last week I had the invite to TCN, who is like top prestige alliance in the game. And I could go there today, but I choose not to. Because I'd much rather play an alliance that, you know, does its best to always stay clean.
Take my money.
Rossio's me 16 New Zealand dollars and 99 cents. All the best, KT1. Keep being the awesome person you are, and thanks for all the help, guidance, suggestions and advices about the MCOC. I have learned heaps from you. Smile.
Thank you very much. It's very generous, and well, hopefully I still have something left to teach, and hope I can see you some more on streams. I really can't wait for Battlegrounds to go live so I can start making proper Battlegrounds content, because I am planning to do Battlegrounds, I think it's about $12. Comeback series. Not combat, but Battlegrounds comment series, which is obviously would be Project by Evzone, where I would want people send me in Battlegrounds matches that they have recorded, and I would comment over them whether those are the choices that I would have made and how I would have played it out. So I do want to teach people about strategy in Battlegrounds, because honestly, I'm not a particularly good player, but I can perform in Battlegrounds, you know, with the best of them, because there's a lot of strategy, a lot of thought process, a lot of kind of trapping people. And, you know, I obviously do get outsmarted myself as well at times, and you can always fall in other people's traps, but things like that. So when Battlegrounds kind of properly comes to the game, I do want to have, you know, Battlegrounds match submissions, which typically last, you know, 10 minutes or something, based on how long is the match. And then kind of like just comment on it, starting from, you know, banning phase, drafting phase, what I would have done, what I like to ban, why, and so on. Whether I would have, you know, chosen the same matchups, kind of, and just kind of break them down a bit. When RBG is returning, when they're supposed to be coming back in July. If I were you, Toad would be my pickup for rank 4. He just looks sick. I was Toad was one of the champions that I was considering. Who should I rank up? Unduped Tiger, Dragonman, Angelo, Spider, Gwen. All unduped? Probably Dragonman, I'd say. Red Catch is streaming. One last generic awakening gem. Kitty's. Yeah, I gave Kitty my awakening gem. Oh no, regrets. I think she's well worth it. Yeah. Yes, Ifta. I think Kitty is worth an awakening gem. But yeah, you know, again, fair enough. All you know how you play, you know what you want to do. But again, you're not, you know, you're not in New Nation. You're not in, you know, Top Alliance. I think you're not. Is it remotely possible to be completely free to play and still play in Top Alliance? What do you consider by Top Alliance then, is the question. Yeah, that's the biggest question. Environment is the most important part of the game? Yes, I agree. This game would not have lasted as long as it did if it wouldn't be for community that gathered here. Well, then you're very lucky, Toji. Because for me, Nimrod was natural, dude, but that doesn't matter. Hercules, Cosmic Awakening Gem. Dr. Doom, Generic Awakening Gem. Silver Surfer, that was an Awakening Gem too. Omega Sentinel Tech. Yeah, I gemmed up every single one of my top prestige champions. Except Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was natural, dude. Yeah, Thor Ranks was natural, dude. That's the only one that was natural, dude. Do my mornings at Diablo Cover with Hercules. Nice, congratulations, man. Exactly. Just by playing smart, I was able to beat much better rosters by trapping them. Yeah, exactly. BG better come back soon. Yep, I completely agree. I hope they dealt with moderators. Morning I was testing my rank 1 mist in Deadpool variant. She's awesome. Oh yeah, Misty is quite cool. I like her. I actually use my Misty as well quite a lot in kind of, you know, fun content. Because you can spend the entire fight unblockable and guaranteed crits. You know, that's just so good. Who's a better defender, Duke, Iron Man, Infinity War, and Duke? Cersei. Cersei is overall better defender, I think. Hey, what's up, Dragon Man? How are you doing? Hope God Witcher's great champ. Well, we should be getting the deep dive very soon. Why did I grind that much in this arena? I need to stop that. Stop saying Dragon Man. He's more like Gargoyle with massive brain tumor. I know. It's just so people know which champion we're talking about. Jesus, calm down there. Stuff I need to wake and build it for BGs. Yes. 100%. And the high sig too. Cersei and Spider-Ham need to be awakened. No, Cersei or Spider-Ham, neither one needs to be awakened. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, that's my old mod. You should wait for Hulkling. I mean, again, how long do you think I'm gonna have to wait till my next rank, though? Like a legitimate question. Like, I'm nearly at 1 catalyst of each already. Right? We're gonna be getting some stuffs over the next monthly event, some stuffs in next month, side event, Eternity of Pain starting. You know, if I have to make a guess, by the time next Eternity of Pain finishes, I'll probably have another rank 4. Because Eternity of Pain is gonna be, you know, at least the same rewards that they were before, most likely. So that would mean I'd have 2 full catalysts basically. And I do think that over 6 weeks, in between whatever scraps we get from AQ, in between Alliance War rewards, and probably some offers, I do think you can farm another one. So I do think within 6 weeks, the latest is going to be, you know, time that I get another rank 4. And you know, that new 6-eye featured crystal is gonna come in what, 3 weeks and a bit? I don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. Hey, what's up, Rick? How you doing? Give me a gold. Nope. Nope. Said Hercules near game ranking. Is Kitty in the same league as him? Kitty is nearly in the same league as him, but I explained the problem with Kitty multiple times, and I don't want to go into detail, but if you listen to my either top mutants video or top 15 champion video, I explain exactly why I don't rate Kitty quite as high in many of the game modes as I do Hercules. And you know, that's the thing with Kitty, is it's not necessarily that it's the champion's fault, it's just that it will quite literally take, I think, you know, a couple of years till people are as confident with Kitty and comfortable as they are with Ghost, if it's at all possible to get there. Because the playstyles obviously are not exactly the same. And Kitty does greatly suffer from that. You know, everything's perfect, everything's fine, she's destroying everything and she looks like the best champion in the game. And then something happens where either AI glitches out or, you know, you make one mistake and you're immediately dead. Kitty has one of the bottom 20 health pools in the game. And she does have that, you know, super aggressive playstyle where you can't always be like, you know, super safe and secure. And when there are stakes, when things matter, like the best example again is Alliance War, when, you know, in many of the top alliances, people just don't risk using Kitty. They use different champions because other options are more consistent. There's less risk involved. And that, a large part of that is down to the players. It took virtually everybody years to get as comfortable with Ghost. And if you look old war videos, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. If you look war videos from 2018 and stuff like that, everybody's haha haha, I'm bringing in Ghost. Ghost is, you know, the most insanest and the bestest and destroys everything. And then you see those people die 3 times with Ghost, you know, in the space of 2 wars when something tiny goes wrong. And I remember it was in NY, when NY was the best Alliance War alliance, and we basically banned Ghost after the first season, or second season after we started using her, because even though people were saying that they're confident with Ghost and everything's perfect and Ghost seemed like a perfect option, Ghost, let's say, took 20% of the fights, but was responsible for like 75% of the team's death. And similar thing is right now with Kitty, where Kitty is responsible for disproportionate amount of deaths for alliances, and you know that's an important indicator that something is not quite working there. And right now, for instance, many years later, that has changed. Ghost is not responsible for disproportionate amount of deaths compared to how much he's being used in Alliance War. Why? Because people have been using Ghost for like 3-4 years, and they have it in their muscle memory. They have seen these issues, they have seen these problems, they have faced them down, and they know how to react, and they know what to do, and they're not caught off by surprise, and they just, you know, quite literally have gotten better and more experienced. It's kind of like, imagine if you're working, I don't know, in a factory on an assembly line. Somebody explains you what to do on day one. So you take this box, you put it there, you press this button, and everything works, right? And as soon as your assembly line stops, you don't know what to do. And then if you have worked there for 6 years, you have learned the machine, you know the little kind of like issues, the little things that come up. Maybe it needs a clap on one side, maybe, you know, there is a screw that's coming loose constantly, maybe there is some persistent problem that you know how to address. And after years of working on you know, with the same machinery and with the same products, you know exactly what to do when something goes wrong, and you are able to fix it, and you're able to adjust, and you're able to make sure that it's not a big deal. It's kind of similar with, you know, Kitty right now. We will know how Kitty works and what to do with Kitty as long as everything goes right. But when it doesn't, then shit hits the fan very, very fast. And you know, unfortunately also Kitty's champion doesn't really have much of a safety net. Just like Ghost. Any new synergies with Thor? I don't think there are. Nimrod worth rank 3 and duped? Yes. How would you rank all the mercenaries? That's an interesting question. How would I rank all the mercenaries? Okay, let me quickly catch up with the chat meanwhile. Guide in your channel. I do have a Kitty guide in my channel, yes. I would not mind the rank for Hulkling. I would not mind the rank for Hulkling either. I would not either at all. Location right now, 1 second. Yeah, I can't wait for the Phoenix gameplay as well. You might want to do Hulkling and Scorpion in this case. I might. Is what current plan for Cyber Weekend is a double dip before taking them. Well, as long as you can afford it. As long as you can afford it, lads. Yeah, her definitely solved a lot of reading problems. I completely agree. Okay, so mercenaries. Will locate his comparison to real life. It's his trademark. Thank you, Andy. I'm afraid to take the fight with Kitty, then I will never be able to get Comrades. No, it's not about that. Okay, so here's the difference, Alien. You shouldn't be afraid to take a fight with Kitty, but you should be aware when stakes matter, when things matter. You shouldn't be afraid to take fights with Kitty in Story Quest, for instance, because what is the biggest downside? You're gonna have to A, restart the path, or B, use a revive. But at the same time, for instance, imagine if you're competing in a Battlegrounds match for the first place grand prize trophy. Like, is it the best idea? Because if you're not confident or consistent with Kitty to do that much. No. Or if you're playing Alliance War where you screwing up with Kitty would screw over 29 other people because of you dying. Is it the best idea to experiment with Kitty? No. Does that mean that Kitty might not necessarily be ranked or needed or be as dominant of a champion in the game at the moment? Absolutely. Because if there is like a legitimate risk threat analysis, you know, it's not the safest option. It's not the best option, for instance, to do that Alliance War fight with Kitty. Obviously, it's kind of the same with Quake and Ghost. The more you play those champions, the better you get, and that's the reason why people got better with Ghost, because people kept taking many different fights, even when shit like True Focus was on and stuff like that, you know? But you need to understand when there is a significant downside of you fucking up, which is Alliance War, which is, you know, even an Alliance Quest, you know, Alliance Quest items can be expensive. Stuff like that. So obviously do whatever you want in questing, you know, practice and so on and so forth. I like my rank for high because when RNG went brr. Yeah, I can't explain that thing about hype, but when you see a heavy attack and gives you like 4 or 5 furies, there's just such a level of satisfaction in that. Rank 3 Warlock and Ultron thinking get my next A5CC to either rank Nimrod rank 3 or wait for Mega Sentinel. Well, it's on you, but I do Nimrod first anyways. Yeah, we know Ankit, you're in love with Bishop. I used Actate as one big kitty practice session. Yeah, you know, that's a very perfect way how to do it. Mechanic, hopefully everything's solid and I'm in a position to do that. Exactly. What's the name of the website? I wrote it down for you before. That's the name of the website. It's called Aunt May. That's the link to it. Right, so best mercenaries. Best mercenaries in the game. Like, let's do a short list. So we have Black Widow, Deadly Origins, Domino, Hitmonkey, Massacre, and Misty, and Nebula. Really, that kind of like carry the class. So those would be kind of like the top ones. Which is the best one? Which one currently rank up the highest? I think Nebula is overall the best mercenary, even though she doesn't really fit typical tropes of mercenaries, I'd say. I think probably Nebula overall is the best one. And then like Hitmonkey and Domino and Black Widow, Deadly Origin, they are all relatively similar quality, to be honest. They're very, very hard for one to be ranked that much higher than others. They're all, I think, overall approximately in the same power level. There's none of them that's, you know, absolutely game-breaking, and out of those 7, you know, I value all of them almost relatively equally. I do think Nebula is probably overall the best. She has like 3 immunities, power control, insane shock damage, some good synergies, you know, some cheesing available. So I think Nebula is probably the best mercenary. Yeah, Moon Knight definitely would be nice to get more. Hitmonkey doesn't get near the level he should. I do think he's good. I did take him to rank 3 quite recently, and at some point he was one of the considerations for rank 4 as well. But I do think the problem with Hitmonkey, honestly, is he would be so much better and so much more popular if he wouldn't be as squishy. And squishy champions are naturally, again, avoided, for instance, in Alliance Wars often, just because of the fact that they're squishy. Also, for instance, in Battlegrounds, right now, Hitmonkey is a phenomenally good attacker in some of the metas. And he is relatively tricky to fight against, but the problem is that his health pool is so low, and if opponent knows how to fight Hitmonkey, and if he plays Hitmonkey on defense, you're always going to lose because of it, because his health pool is so tiny. You know, Hitmonkey would be 3 times better champion if he had slightly better stats. Because then he would automatically be way more reliable. He would be much more safe for Alliance War usage. And he would be even better for Battlegrounds, and he would be a decent defender. I think that's the problem with Hitmonkey. I like him, the champion that he is, you know. I'm using him more and more recently, to be honest. But, you know, we can't overlook those weaknesses. Which is one of the things that really pissed me off. I will need to change my masteries very soon. And that's when I'm going to start doing the champion reviews back on channel. And one of the first champion reviews that I need to do is about Wiccan. Because virtually nobody has spoken about Wiccan, honestly. Like, absolutely nobody has spoken about Wiccan, honestly. And what do I mean by that is, okay, let me show you. If you take a look at Wiccan, so we need to jump here. And, you know, his ability is one thing, and obviously there's still plenty to be seen. Plenty of potential upside, plenty of potential downside. But if you want to actually give proper review on Wiccan, you need to understand that first and foremost, where he is HP wise. At the bottom of the Mystic class, he has the lowest health pool in Mystic class. He's squishier than Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah? He is 6th squishiest champion in the game. He's squishier than Spider-Man. Squishier than Kitty and Piggy and everything else. Nobody has addressed it. You know, everybody's, oh, Wiccan is this cool. You know, that's a big thing. That would not matter too much, for instance, if he had let's say, high block proficiency. Right? Let's check out his block proficiency. Is it high? It's mediocre at best. You know, he's like about in the middle. But he does have the lowest physical resistance in the game. He has negative 921. Now, everybody was shitting on Khal, for instance, for how much block damage he's taking and shit like that. At least Khal had the health pool and he still didn't have as shit block efficiency. Yeah? So. Or, sorry, physical resistance, you know. Where's Khal Obsidian? I can't even see it here. But whatever. Anyways. So Wiccan has bottom 10 health pool, the lowest physical resistance in the game, mediocre block proficiency, and you know, he does have some armor, but one second, is it any good? No, he does have also fairly, you know, bottom third armor. So he's one of the touchiest champions in the game, and it matters. And you know, his regen's only effective in specific conditions. Yes, you can increase his energy and physical resistance during the fight, but that involves dashing back and holding block, which by definition often means that you're gonna get tapped on a block. You know, when you play Falcon, when you play Crossbow and stuff like that, especially in hard fights, when you do try to activate those dash back abilities, you know, quite often you do end up getting hit on a block just by trying to do so. So, for instance, this case, you know, it's going to be way more painful to do with Wiccan. And yeah, you know, that's a very, very big problem. Because no matter how good of a champion he can be, you know, how useful, how amazing, he will always have to carry the fact that he's one of the biggest wimps, noodles, you know, squishiest champions in the game. And that by definition again makes him a lot less appealing for Alliance War and a whole bunch of different things. Who benefits more from rank 4? Spider-Man 1999, Kingpin? Probably Spider-Man 99, I'd say. The thing with Spider-Man 99 is that he's quite squishy, which Kingpin is not, and that his damage is somewhat subpar at the best of times, which Kingpin's is not. So, I do think Spider-Man 2099 benefits more from rank 4 than Kingpin. Do you think they should do another variant soon? Honestly, I don't even care anymore. The variants are just not content for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they shouldn't do a variant. I'm just saying is that I don't care if they do or don't. Because, you know, they clearly said with the last variants, you know, that is not a content for endgame players, and that is exactly how I have felt for like last 3 variants. The rewards, you know, are neat, but nothing to kind of get excited about. I looked at variants coming out in a particular month as, you know, a second monthly quest. You know, no real items needed, you know, you just kind of go in there, get out there, get the rank 4 to 5-star gem, which, you know, at the moment, you don't really care too much about 5 stars. Hardly any rewards there are for 6 stars, you know, a bit of 6-star shards and 1 tier 5 basic, something like that. I would be for variant, you know, more variants if they either introduced another difficulty to it that's aimed to Paragon players, and if it would be like variant 1 when it initially came out, for instance. When variant 1 came out, it was like one of the hardest pieces of contents in the game. You know, I'd be for it then if there was like additional difficulty for it, or at the very least, you know, slight difficulty increase with some reward increase. But in the current format, absolutely do not care whether they do another variant or not. You know, if they do release one, yeah, sure, I'm gonna explore it. You know, I'm sure it's not gonna take any items, and I can get a new rank 5-star, which and some more, you know, 5-star rank up gems, which is kind of neat. Because, you know, I don't know, it improves arena grinding or whatever else, but it's also nothing that I'd kind of write home about. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to be like mean or condescending or think that, you know, I'm kind of like being demeaning to people who care about variants. Not at all. It's just, you know, Kabam said it themselves. It's not a piece of content that's made for me. And I'm okay with that. If they release it, cool for you. If they don't release it, it's not like I lost a piece of me. You know what I mean? I'm not fussed about it. Got here from SIG 2021. Selector is generic gem on him. Nice. Congratulations, Irish. What did you change it for? What did I who I changed for? Third rank up? I have not done my third rank up yet. But I think I decided to do my third rank up. Hey, what's up, Dr. Urius? How are you doing? Variant 1 was hard, and I enjoyed it. Variant 1 was a real challenge. When it initially came out, when we only had like 2 rank 5 5-stars or 3 rank 5 5-stars and we had to do it, it was really, really hard. And I like content like that. You know, and here's the thing, not everybody has to, and that type of content doesn't have to be made for everybody. Just like variants right now are not made for me. I can also understand that, you know, people didn't like variant 1 when it came out because it was too hard for them. It's fine. But I liked it. I enjoyed the fact that variant 1 was hard. I also like the fact, not like the fact, but it was kind of funny that everybody's first rank 5 was Blade, and Blade could only be used in the first chapter, and even then not really well because half of the opponents were those robots, and Blade kind of sucked against them. So it kind of like disarmed, because at that point we really only had like 2 or 3 rank 5 5-stars when we started doing it. We used plenty of 4-stars and rank 3 5-stars and rank 4 5-stars in that content. Kitty, your next rank 4? It's not gonna be Kitty. Do you frequently use Spider-Man 99? No, I don't use him too frequently. Oh yeah, the gems were initially glitched and whoever did it super fast got to rank up whoever. Yep. But yeah, if you take a look at variant rewards as well, virtually all of the stuff there is for 5-stars, right? And I really don't care about 5-stars. And so by definition, I really don't care about variants. In terms of you creating a fresh guide for the earlier variants, well, there are kind of 2 problems with that. Number 1, I'd have to play them again with new champions, you know what I mean? And number 2, I'd have to kind of do it with a crippled roster. Because if I play through a variant with a bunch of rank 4s and rank 3 6-stars, then that advice has no target audience, because nobody with a bunch of rank 3s, 6-stars and rank 4 6-stars need a variant guide. And then the bottom line question is, you know, do I think it is a good idea to invest that much time and effort into a video that I do think in general would have fairly small audience right now? So I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure whether it is something that I will do. Tigra. I would want Tigra, but unfortunately it's not. You have variant completion guides? Yeah, I do have variant completion and exploration guides. I think 200 absolute slaps. Toad was in the conversation, but I have chosen my next rank 4. I have chosen my next rank 4. I just haven't told you about it yet. Oh yeah, variant 1 is a very bad investment. Variant 1 is definitely a very horrible ratio of efforts for rewards. Probably one of the worst, you know, place where you could go. You invest most amount of effort for least amount of relevant crap. But variant 1 would be a very good experience though, I think, especially if you do it with kind of like a moderate roster. Because it's still not super easy, you know? But back in the day, it was just so much harder, because when Variant 1 came out, you know, most of the good champions that exist now in the game just didn't exist in the game. And we had to play with some really messed up options. Any variants Kitty or Diablo are good for? Well, Diablo is going to be very, very good for the Mystic variant, which is variant 5, I believe. Diablo also can do some decent stuff in the Villain variant, which is... Which one is the Villain one? I forgot. Kitty, on the other hand, does not have a specific variant where she would excel, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say that Kitty doesn't have, like, particularly great amount of utility for variant specifically, because the first variant, you know, it's entirely class based, so you know you kind of play relatively well around the roster there. Second one is XL champions. No, second one is tech. It's like Kitty is not tech. Third one, oh no, third one is tech. Second one is XL. Right. Second one is XL champions. Kitty is not XL champion. She can't just heavy her way to victory either. I think they announced the second EOP release now. They next Eternity of Pain does come on Wednesday. Yes. Next Eternity of Pain starts this Wednesday. Once 2014 cows in store, you can just look at them. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, definitely don't get 2014 cows. Normal version of select variants using mastery. Yeah, that is a probably good idea. I think completed all of the normal versions of variants and explored some of the lower maps too, just for units and stuff, when I have nothing to do with my energy. Bishop or Overseer? I'm on my last. Bishop or Overseer? I wanted Bishop, but we already had a Bishop in our battle group. I wanted Overseer as well, but we already had an Overseer in our battle group. I was thinking of I-Bomb, but the thing about I-Bomb is that in Battlegrounds, if you trap somebody with I-Bomb, then you win anyways. So rank 3 or rank 4 doesn't matter as much, I think that. So... Okay, you really want to know who's going to be my 9th rank 4? You really want to know who's going to be my 9th rank 4? Fine. I'll tell you. It'll be the smartest man alive. It'll be the smartest man alive. I'm glad they nerfed Stormax and DS in 12.0. Game would be so broken today. Doctor Strange? I don't think so. I think if they return Doctor Strange to his old state, he wouldn't be relevant in Mystic Class. Thor though? Yeah, Thor is too crazy. Nice choice, didn't think him. Well, the thing is, I like him a lot, as is. And he's decent on defense, you know, can get placed on defense for Alliance Wars as well. And also think he's sneakily very good for Battlegrounds. Yeah, the class restrictions is like one, because Kabam was super cheeky with the class restrictions in variant 1. Because they also added nodes that those specific classes weren't particularly great at dealing with. That makes sense. For instance, you know, if you take a look at chapter 3, it's cosmic class, but virtually every lane or every other lane has some sort of stuff that punishes you for buffs. There is the pilfer map, right, where every time you get a buff it can get nullified and opponents gain a power and things like that. So they you know, limited it to classes, which at the time was super punishing back in the day. But they also made it worse and rubbed it in with selecting nodes that those classes were kind of bad against. I hope that makes sense. Obviously now it wouldn't be as bad anymore because we do have much more versatile champions than we had back in the day. But yeah, I don't understand why they 12.0 they had to nerf Magneto down a bit. That was funny when they took away one of his bleeds on his level 1. Oh yeah, I don't think many people knew that Magneto actually had gotten nerfed before his buff. Because originally when Magneto arrived in this game, his level 1 inflicted 2 bleeds instead of 1. But at 12.0, Kabam said that no, Magneto is going to inflict only 1 bleed from now on his level 1. That was literally his 12.0 note in adjustment, change for Magneto. And just so people are clear, he was not a good champion even back then. There were also, I think, some few more silly changes. I kind of wish they had left Black Widow alone. I think if they did that, Black Widow could be still a relatively decent champion. The change in how they calculated damage and stuff like that already took away so much damage from Black Widow. But they also took away like all of her utility. Multiverse Madness is actually a crazy good movie. I absolutely disagree. I think it had some crazy good moments. I will subscribe to that. I did enjoy a few scenes, you know. I did enjoy the kind of like a couple of things in it. I do think that Benedict Cumberbatch and Olsen gave about as good of a performances as they could have with what they had to work with. But I also do think that Multiverse of Madness was one of the most intellectually retarded movies that I can watch. Honestly, in the last decade, I cannot recount more stupid movie than Multiverse of Madness that I have seen. I think the morality of the movie is absolutely fucked up. I think it has one of the worst scripts and storylines of any Marvel movie ever made. And yeah, it just makes no fucking sense. I think it's, as a movie, as a story, it's a horrible, horrible story. Like, really, truly awful. And I do think that the movie's aggressively stupid. Like, the more I think about what happened in Multiverse of Madness, the more I feel somebody's trying to assault my intelligence. And again, the angrier I get. Multiverse of the Madness is honestly one of the stupidest movies I can remember that I watched. With the exception, obviously, of movies that don't take themselves seriously at all and, you know, are just meant to be stupid. But honestly, Multiverse of Madness is absolutely horrifically stupid. And here's one of the worst things about Multiverse of Madness is because there was a good movie under it. There was a good movie in Multiverse of Madness with some relatively minor choices, minor changes. It could have been a good movie. It just wasn't, because it wasn't concerned of being a good movie. It had to tick every box that's needed to be ticked. That was clearly way more important. And the worst thing about Multiverse of Madness is that it just has absolutely fucked up morality of it. Entire thing what they have done to Wanda's character in Marvel is one of the most disgusting things ever, and how everybody pretends that it's okay because she's a mother. Like, the bitch enslaved and tortured people for weeks. For weeks, she quite literally knowingly, willingly tortured. Even if she didn't realize that she's doing it at start, once she was made aware of it, she made a decision to keep doing it. And only reason why she stopped doing it is because she had to. Like, quite literally, in order to survive, she had to stop torturing them. That was the only reason why those poor fucking people, you know, escaped her torture. Because she had to let them go in order to survive herself. And then all of a fucking sudden, people are behaving like, you made that right? You were justified? The fuck she was. You know, as far as I'm concerned, the entire fucking planet should be after her for doing something like that. She's no fucking different from, like, you know, she's way worse than, you know, most of the villains that we have seen in Marvel. But everybody's just pretending, it's like, you know, had a rough time, it's okay. Since when we use emotional state as justification of inflicting pain, torture, and violence on people? And then we just kind of you know, and then we just, you know, it's okay. No, it happens, you know. You let them go after all. So imagine I would kidnap you, kick the shit out of you for 3 months or whatever. You know, keep you chained up in my basement. And then somebody puts a gun in my head, tells me that, you know, they're gonna kill me if I don't let you go. I let you go, and then I get to be a good person because I let you go. That's the MCU logic there. And, you know, Multiverse of Madness just had just as fucked up logic. And some of the lines were just disgusting. Like when she talked to Steven, said, when you break the rules, you're the hero. When I break them, I'm the villain. Yeah, well, there's a difference in fucking motivation. Whether you break the rules to try and save the humanity, or you break the rules, you know, for personal gain. You know, there's a big fucking difference. Because literally every time Doctor Strange broke the rules, for instance, he quite literally was trying to save people. Anyways. No, do not tell me that Multiverse of Madness is a good movie. Do not tell me. It absolutely isn't. And the worst thing is, because there is absolutely a good movie in there. They could have absolutely had a good movie. Except they chose not to. That's way worse. That's what makes it so frustrating. Because you see glimpses of good movie in there. Some people that didn't like Morbius are clowns. Oh, well, again, you like whichever movies you. Once Man to Wanda. Hey Wanda, just listen to that. Oh yeah, that was obviously absolutely brilliant too. When it went so well. The entire line, the entire justification, the motivation that she used, like, oh, you know, I need America's sharpest powers to get my kids. Like, you could have just asked, you know, she probably would have helped you. Yeah, but if they get sick, you can probably ask again, you know. I'm just saying. Or, you know, there's infinite multiverses, you know, she can probably find one where, you know, disease doesn't exist. Or, again, you can just ask again if you asked the first time. Like, when you want something from someone, no matter what it is, you know, for, I don't know, Lawrence has a, you know, has a nice car, you know. I don't know how to kill him to kind of like try and buy it from him. Or rent it from him, or, you know what, I want to drive a specific type of car, you know, and I don't have to resort to murder as like my first option. Again, the entire movie of Doctor Strange is just retarded, honestly. It really is stupid movie. It's kind of like people who make these movies forget how to people. You know, common sense, reality, logic, discussion, debate. None of that matters. Rank up last night. Oh. So I did the rank up last night. What's up, Doobie Addict? Who did you rank? Script was trash, but Sammy Raimi is stuck on making early 2000 cheese style soup. Yeah, exactly. Script was definitely trash. I'm performing the audience when you saw the torture view. Yeah. Really want White Vision. You can remind me about him. Yeah. What the hell happened to White Vision? You know, should have come and kept a check on Scarlet Witch. Yeah, I do think that, you know, they definitely ruined Scarlet Witch as a character for me. You know, what as unlikable as can be, and in like Civil War and everywhere else, you know, I really liked her character. Thought she was cool. And at the beginning of WandaVision, you know, I was happy. It's like by the end of the WandaVision, I was like, oh, this one's crazy, eh? Even in like towards the end of WandaVision, some of the dialogues that she had was so awful. Like she's torturing, you know, again, thousands of people, and there's military outside, and it's like, I'm not the one with the guns, am I? You know. Well, yeah, they have the guns because you're literally one of the most powerful creatures in the universe and currently are torturing hundreds of people. And then she has like some sort of fucking snark. Oh, well, I'm not the one with guns. Oh, it's okay. So as long as she doesn't have a gun in her hand, you know, she must be a good person. Like, what the fuck? Who writes those things? Padre Magneto, she was always Scarlet Witch, able to be. Alright. Thor lost his entire family, Wanda lost her make-believe kids. Yeah, exactly. It's not like she could actually make real kids. Explained why she made that line, because she killed her husband to save the world. It wasn't about that. Oh. It wasn't just about that though, was it? And it was made to be about the kids, not the husband, because the husband is alive now. For one version or another, the husband is alive. White Vision is Vision. She doesn't seem to give a shit about her husband, or does she? You know. Where is he? White Vision is quite literally Vision. Because after that exchange that they had, that, you know, neat conversation that they had. If her big sacrifice is her husband, you know, then why she isn't looking for him? Why she isn't with her husband? Why does she want to kind of like get back her kids that never existed in this universe anyways? Most importantly, you know, how does that make okay to kill, you know, your counterpart or whatever? It's just, you know, she's a psycho. Insane. Oh yeah, that whole Illuminati thing was just stupid. White Vision is a clone? Well, but he has exactly the same memories and everything of an actual Vision because Vision transferred them to him. You know... Okay, let me put it like this. White Vision was never, like, alive in a sense, you know? He wasn't like a human. Right? He was like an android. He has exactly the same thoughts, everything. Do you understand, like, the conversation that they had in WandaVision? Or the ship that had to keep his parts changed and over time had every single one of his parts changed, that there was not an original left? Is it that the same ship? Ship of Theseus, yes. So ultimately, you know, it's not like, again, that would have been one thing if, yeah, okay, Vision was a human being and then he got cloned and then he got his memories transplanted. That would be a different conversation, especially. But since we're talking like about actual, like, you know, a buildable thing, you know, first of all, let's talk about how weird is it that she wants to fuck a droid. But okay, whatever. But yeah, no, White Vision is Vision. Like, that's literally what Vision says. That's literally what White Vision says by the end of WandaVision. He says, "I am Vision," and flies away. That is what, you know, they want us to think, that he is the Vision. Why can't one just get rid of illness? It's not even that. It's like, why do you have to kill somebody just in case somebody sometime become ill or something like that, you know? First of all, yeah, you're probably right. She can probably deal with that illness by herself. Second of all, you can still ask again, you know? She helped you once, she's probably gonna help you again. Like, the answer to all those problems is not murder. Oh yeah, and obviously Reed Richards' smartest man alive thing is absolutely fucking ludicrous. Didn't seem so bloody smart to me in that movie. Well, that's kind of the problem with writing, isn't it? That any character is only as smart or stupid as the people that write them. And clearly nobody intelligent wrote that movie's script. Simple as that. You can't have a character, you know, be smarter than the person who writes the character. You understand what I'm trying to say? Clearly, whoever wrote that fucking test script was a bloody moron. Isn't Vision Jarvis though? No, Vision is not Jarvis. It's part of Jarvis is in Vision, but it's not like that. It's kind of like, imagine if you take, I don't know, you take tractors from Ferrari, sorry, tires from Ferrari, engine from McLaren, and you know, interior bodywork from Mercedes or something. Which one of those cars is it? Neither really. It's kind of like all three of them. That's what Vision is. Vision's mix of that stupid Mind Stone, Ultron, and Jarvis. Things I can't strength 3 over other options. Ooh, why would you do that? I don't know, someone did like one and blamed the movie for it. I'd really like to see how this bites Disney in the bum, like 80s satanic scare. I mean, oh, well, I mean, I did like Wanda before end of WandaVision. I think in Wanda, after, you know, after WandaVision, I liked her a lot less. After Multiverse of Madness, you know, I hope she never returns to the big screen. Just don't care for her. I hope she's really, really dead. Urgent help about no involved yesterday. Payment success with the game shown transaction failed and now money is debited. You haha. Here's the problem, because you could claim your money back from Apple or from Google Store, but then they're probably gonna put your units in negatives and shit. What you need to do is keep opening more tickets. Ultimate mediocre player. What you need to do is open more and more tickets until you get a decent response. Mission advanced flashlight, pretty much. Energy refills to farm potions or push for Cavalier. You should push for Cavalier. 14 device. Well, it depends how well you play, but the entire point of playing this game at that level where you're at is to get to the next progression levels. That should be your end goal. You don't need a good script for alternative universes because you intentionally don't want character development. The obvious meant. You do need a good script for the movie, though. I'm not. You still need a good script for a movie. Like, character motivations must make sense. People dialogues must make sense. People interactions must make sense. They need to still come off as an actual people. What kind of sentence is that? You don't need a good script for alternative universe? Yes, you need a good script. If you don't have a good script, you might as well not make a movie because you clearly don't give a shit about it. What kind of train of thought is that? Mainstream Avengers already ended. People need to let go of their policies. Okay, fine. Make other good movies. The problem is that Phase 4 is shit for most part. Or if not completely shit, just meh. You know, okay, they want to change Avengers. Fine, change Avengers. You know, make awesome, good movies with good characters. The problem is that the new characters they're introducing are bad, unlikable. You know, I for instance, you know, I care about Thor. You know, okay, they want to change him up, but the problem is I don't give a shit about Valkyrie, Thor, Jane Foster, or any of the other characters. Why? You know, because they haven't made them. They haven't made me like them or care for them or give a shit about them. Like in Thor 4, you know, I fully understand that there's a decent chance that, you know, Thor might retire or die or whatever. But the problem with the point there is that I would not care less if Thor, Jane Foster, and Valkyrie both die in first 10 minutes of the movie. I'm there to watch Thor. And they haven't given me somebody else who I'd rather watch. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have to make movies about the characters that specifically I like, but they can't expect me to kind of like care for characters that I don't, or pay for movies about, you know, things that I don't like. They can make whatever they want. I'm not obliged to like them. I'm not gonna enjoy, you know, what they tell me to enjoy just because they tell me to do that. Like in Phase 4, the only like proper good movie so far was Spidey one that I genuinely liked. I genuinely liked Spidey, and that is for the main reason that Spidey actually became Spider-Man instead of Tony Stark's bitch boy in that movie. I didn't like MCU Spider-Man too much up until now, because to me he wasn't a Spider-Man. He was like, you know, yeah, Tony Stark's bitch boy, you know, like his personal valet server, you know, get all of his tech from it and working with Avengers immediately and all that crap. You know, I genuinely wasn't too fast about fighting. After the last movie, where he's on his own by himself, nobody really knows who he is. You don't like Multiverse of Madness? No. I think it's one of the stupidest movies that ever made. One of the stupidest movies in Marvel, with, you know, aggressively fucked up moral story. Multiverse of... I liked some moments in Multiverse of Madness. There were some things that I liked, which made me even more pissed off because there was a good movie under it. But if you stop and think for a second, Multiverse of Madness is so goddamn stupid with fucked up morals. Like, they literally, I think, need to hire regular people to ask whether that is something that a normal person would say or think. Out of the movie, she was controlling another being in another universe to gain power, controlling another being in another universe. Yep, pretty much. That's also a good one. Explain it, that's something, at least something new. There you go. Is unduped Elsa useful in Act 7 exploration? I have not tried her. One is just too fucked up, I agree. You're getting solo movie? God damn it. Ghost destroys Caltrops, yes. Mental. No, Doctor Strange to almost every Marvel movie is now shit. No, I would, again, Doctor Strange still shit. The last Spider movie was good. Even though last Spider movie also had its problems with Doctor Strange just being not a normal human being. The whole idea of how Doctor Strange just, you know, randomly whipped up this spell and let Peter interfere with it, you know, that was quite stupid too, but at least it was like really enjoyable. And it was nostalgic. And it had a really good ending. But yeah, even that Spidey movie wasn't without problems. Marvel didn't need to watch a TV series to understand what's going on. Yeah, that's also true. You need urgent help. I answered that ultimate mediocre play. You just need to keep on submitting tickets, man. Because if you can claim your money back either via credit card company or via Apple, but then Kabam is going to put your units in negative, which is not what you want to do. You want to sort this out with Kabam. So you need to keep sending in tickets. Ultimate mediocre play. Jane Foster help Thor find Gon in the comics though? I'm sure she did. You know, that's not what I'm talking about though, you know. I'm not talking about whether something is comic accurate or not, because, you know, for most part I don't even really care about it. You know, I don't know, the gender swapped Ancient One and, you know, change things from MCU to Marvel all the time. As long as I do it well, I don't particularly mind. And as long as things make sense, I'm not the biggest, you know, I'm not overly fussed whether something is comic accurate or not. I'm not some sort of, you know, puritan that everything has to be exact. But I'm just saying, like, as far as characters go, you know, I really, really, really don't give a shit about Thor Jane Foster. Or Valkyrie, for that matter. As I said, like, you know, for me, I wouldn't skip a heartbeat if they killed off Thor, Jane Foster, and Valkyrie within first 10 minutes, which they obviously won't. What I'm trying to say is that I'm there to watch a Thor movie, not Valkyrie movie. And, you know, they obviously can go to whichever direction they want to go with, but, you know, I think that they also need to keep in mind the idea that, you know, which characters then people do genuinely care about. They can obviously make movies about whatever characters they want and stuff like that, but things like that always also can very easily get reflected in either reviews or how much money those movies make. Then also Black Widow almost bad. She was decent, but nothing too crazy. Doctor Strange. Yeah, there you go. Ankit's about right. Shang-Chi was alright. You know, the thing is that Shang-Chi, I think it's a perfectly watchable movie. I think it's a perfect popcorn flick. It wasn't awful. It wasn't amazing. It's not like it's, you know, it's not a movie that I will all the time want to rewatch, for instance. It was alright. I have not many complaints about Shang-Chi. It's better than the most in Phase 4. The Wanda coming from Mirror Dimension was very good. Yeah, but, you know. Moon Knight's probably their only good show recently. There you go. Did Mr. Fantastic so dirty in... Yeah, they did very, very dirty to Mr. Fantastic. Smartsman lie my ass. I suppose. Is that kind of Red Bull or whatever is in you're drinking? Yeah. That is a kind of Red Bull. And I just have quite big hands. That's you know, the regular size 250 milliliter can of Red Bull. I am not a small human being. I am about 6'5", about what 2030 pounds, something like that. And I am proportionate. That's right. And that's just a regular Red Bull can. What if I make a robot with intelligence from Google? Well, go for it then. Let's see what happens. You know, somebody had to spin that bottle at some point. No, 230 pounds, not 2030 pounds. Isn't it like I'm somewhat over 100 kilograms? Like 105, I think, last I checked, or something. 108, something like that. What about Ned simply doing magic and opening portals? Yeah, again, definitely not realistic. Didn't think it should happen, and not smart. I'm not saying that Spidey movie is perfect. I'm saying that it's at least the one that, you know, I was happy with the ending. I hit the nostalgia cards, but as far as the rest of the stuff goes, the exact logistics of the spell, yeah, Ned opening portals, Doctor Strange just randomly agreeing to things like that. There were a lot of iffy spots as well. But, you know, Multiverse of Madness is way worse. And at least Spidey movie was 10 times more entertaining. But yeah, I'm not, you know, that obviously doesn't make any sense either. Wanted more America Chavez and Rintra learning from Mystic Arts from Wong and Strange. That could have been interesting, maybe. Yeah, the series were kind of... The series is an odd thing. Even Loki one I wasn't like that big of a fan. But at least Loki ended on a very, very good cliffhanger. So I do look forward to watching Loki season 2. I can't say that I absolutely loved Loki series at all. No. But that cliffhanger was good, so I want to see what's going to happen there. You might care about Valkyrie or Jane Foster after watching the movie. Well, I might. The problem is that I actively dislike both of them before the movie. So, you know, I'm not never say never. But as things stand right now, as far as I'm concerned, Valkyrie bailed on her people, spent a good chunk of her life literally enslaving people and selling them off to their death, and then decided to help out Thor, and you know, all's golden now, apparently. Not that I have seen her actually do, you know, any repentance or redemption past, you know, properly there. And about Thor Jane Foster, you know, why do I care about her? She fucked an Asgardian and then broke up with him at some point. You know. And yeah, well, we'll see. But as things that stand right now, they're not necessarily, you know, a new characters being added or coming in with a blank slate. And I'm really, you know, not all that fast about either of them right now. As I said, they could not be in that movie. They could get killed off 10 minutes in that movie. Thought about that movie wouldn't change. If they work some sort of magic, and I think that, you know, both those characters are very, very cool and I enjoyed them, you know, fair play to them. But, you know, if they kill off Thor, and then Valkyrie and Thor Jane Foster are, you know, the kind of like heads of, you know, Thor movies or whatever, then they can't blame me that, you know, if I don't like it, then I for instance, stop watching those storylines. So it's on them to make me like them. It's not a default state that, you know, I have to like what they made because they made it. If they make me like that, you know, those characters, cool, good. If they get me pissed off because they're gonna have those characters consistently make fun of Thor and be arrogant and, you know, be, you know, better at everything because of Hollywood box ticking rules, then I'm probably gonna hate them even more. Just saying. We'll see though, you know, I'm gonna go and watch it. Did I see Ultron drawing? Mr. Fantastic is rank 3 worthy and duped? Yes, I agree to it. Yes, I do have Max Prestige currently available. Nice. Who wants to see White Mummy's Ultron drawing? By the show of hands. Hope they make an amazing Fantastic Four series. Hopefully. CGI Multiverse of Madness looked something out of the Scary Kids movie. Some of the bits are cool though. Some of the things I did really like. What's up, Vinicius? Fighting. Okay, fine. There you go. Here's Twitter. So now you saw his drawing deedly do. What say you guys? Obviously we all know that stupid White Mummy can draw very, very well. 6-star Quake rank 4? Never gonna happen. MCOC confirmed there's going to be Thor 5. You know, it might be Thor Jane Foster Thor though. Got 6-star Nexus from Free Cam. Nexus picked Fantastic from it. Nice. Congratulations. I think probably set up a villain arc for that. Possibly, by the way. Oh, when Professor X died again? Yeah, he dies a lot, doesn't he? About Multiverse Madness, this Ranger had 0 screen time. Again, you see, you know, I didn't know who Rintra is. Didn't care for Rintra. And I didn't care that he didn't have screen time. You know, if it wouldn't be for this game, I wouldn't even know that who Rintra is, or probably wouldn't realize that it was him in that movie. You know what I mean? Doctor Strange works better as a side character. I would recommend movie around Chavez, learning from Strange. Best friend is Rintra. Yeah, that's probably that's kind of sound like a better story, I think. Or it could be made into a better story. Truth be told, I do think this story could have worked out really, really well. I do think, you know, they had valid discussions in it and like themes in it. It's just that the logic behind the answers was fucking ridiculous. You think negative is usable with suicides? Kind of. Not usable, yes, but you know, it's not like as your main path clearer. You can use him for like 2-3 fights. Not the entire lane, for instance. Heads up, Zayton. How are you doing? I know he was connected 2 weeks ago. Exactly. Computerized doesn't count as real drawing. How come? Once I level up CGR, I will take Fantastic rank 2. He's so much fun. He is a very, very good champion. Oh, look at that. I need to finish up in a sec. Road to 500k. 500k what? But let's clap it nonetheless. So 500k subs. Quite far from that. What's up, Webhead? How are you doing? Well, I did actually spend a ton of time yesterday working in the garden. Who wants to see how it looks now? Because it used to be like fairly dodgy looking. The fences were falling apart. There was like loads of, you know, there was like a broken glass shed type of thing when we moved in, and there was tons of bushes and things in our back garden. And well, if you guys really want to see, I can show you a picture I took yesterday after we were done. Looks quite different now on that side. We're not fully finished with it yet, but only ranked up science is 565. Half Infinity War, so Fantastic will be perfect. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How are you doing, man? Welcome. Has been a while. Hope you're well. Okay, fine. 1 second. Whoops, that's the wrong tab for you. You can just open out my. There we go. Ah, there you go. First picture, actually. Haha. Whoops. There we go. That's how it looks like now. Obviously need to clear up the panels a bit. But, you know, this first part is where we had that glass shed type of thing. Then everything else there was just like quite nasty, full with like overgrown grass and loads of some sort of random bushes and or bigger flowers. It just looked very finicky. And then further on in there, there's that shed that I built. We moved it to the side. And we still need to finish up the last bit around the shed there. You know, much better. Looks cozy. Yeah. Something. It's at least much better than it used to be. Oh, and we put the new fence up yesterday. The fence is brand new. We somehow squeezed it in yesterday. Had to replace all of that side because yeah, it was just kind of falling apart and looked bad. 3 and Abyss 2, very nice. Probably a monthly adventure. When will it arrive? I'm not a fortune teller, my friend. You need to find the gypsy lady, pay her some money, and perhaps she can give you some answers, because you ain't gonna get them there. Here. Good to see your channel grew. You need to grow it more. You peaked in Endgame. I also, well, I think MCOC, to be honest, I think it pretty much peaked in Infinity War. Infinity War is... Endgame was like the most Marvel movie ever, but Infinity War was the best Marvel movie ever, for me anyways. You saw my comment before about Carnage, but I took him to rank 3 over others because I personally think he's solid people. I do agree. I do think he's much better than people realize, but there is a difference because, you know, in between like really liking champion or champion being objectively better for things. And, you know, Carnage is capable of more than people think, but at the same time, there are definitely better champions than Carnage. And that's okay, you know, just need to be honest about things like that. And how do I level up quicker? Do story content and use XP boost. Simple as that. Nothing else to it. And had that all doing scene which was forced. As if all the women. Yeah, that scene definitely Here's the problem with Endgame. I do think it dragged for the first half. I do think it dragged quite a lot. Endgame was like, what, close to 3 hours or something, and it really felt like it. Infinity War wasn't much shorter, but Infinity War didn't. Infinity War flew. And there were many calls in Endgame, but a lot of things were just kind of like too slow for it, in a sense. And the second thing is, yeah, there was stuff like that. Like, that all-girl scene, it completely took me out of the movie. At that moment, I was like, proper, you know, glued to the screen, hyper-focused. And when they did that scene, and it was kind of like as a, I don't know, bell rang in my head, and my brain asked my eyes, like, are you getting this? Are they really doing this shit? It's like, is that what's happening right now in the middle of this epic battle? Are they really pushing this crap into... And I stopped actually for a moment watching the movie, and I started watching around the cinema to see other people's reactions, and most other people were kind of like dumbfounded as well at that moment, because especially back then, you know, Marvel still didn't do it that much. They didn't push, you know, the message and all the other things that much. And as much, you know, if it happened in a movie right now, obviously it would be just one of those eye roll moments, and it wouldn't be. But that moment in the Endgame was like, I think one of the most blatant, one of the first things. I can say it's not plausible. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna fucking say it's not plausible. The battlefield was many fucking square miles. I'm 100% gonna say it's... I'm not gonna go as far as to say that's impossible, but it's definitely not plausible. %100%. Do you understand? Like, yeah, it's fairly fucking unlikely. Fighting ball in there. But yeah. It's high roll a lot. What do you mean high roll a lot? Which means they do whatever scenes they want. Again, you know, they can do whatever scenes they want. I am not obligated to like it. That's very, you know, you're absolutely right. It's their movie. For all I care, in the middle of that epic battle, they could have showed Thanos taking a shit. You know, quite literally sitting down, taking his pants, and squeezing out a big purple turd. They can do that. I am here for it, completely saying they can do whatever they want. I don't have to like it or enjoy it. There is a big difference. And, you know, it was just one of those moments that completely took me out of the movie. Simple as that. If they want, they can add a moment like that in every single movie, or they can, you know, make entire movies like that. But, you know, good luck getting me pay for it. Super. Sure. Do you think they'll ever buff Super Skull? I hope so. My team made me rank 3 mine just now. What are we talking about? We were talking about the endgame all-girl empowerment scene thing. Yeah, it is certainly bigger than 830 subs, Daniel, 100%. Right, I do think this is going to be pretty much it about the stream, though. Already went tiny bit longer than I thought I would, but there should be deep dives coming out very, very soon. So there is that thing as well. So Growler, as always, is joining us very, very late. Where have you been, my friend? Where have you been? But I have gotten my milestones. So I need to claim all the units now, and then we're going to be finishing up the stream. They did give Super Skull a new synergy with Wiccan, didn't they? Is that synergy any good? Look at that, we got some units here. Alrighty then. Sweet. All of this stuff. Fashionably late. I don't know about that. Okay. Fine, nothing really to claim here. It's all good. And I shall go because I am a bit hungry and I need to get some food in me. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the stream and I will see you guys soon. Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information